Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on hastopods. And before I talk about anything, I would like to extend my condolence to the family of the President Trump's family, for losing his brother, Mr. Robert Trump. And I'm equally impressed that the Biden campaign have also sent their condolences to the president, because it's just a tough one. No matter how much but you guys are fighting, when people dies like that, we are all human. We have to just extend our condolences. So I extend mine, and I'm happy that I hope America also can share in the grief of an understanding of the president's loss of his brother. That being said, on the podcast today, I'll be talking about the NBA playoffs. Yes, I'm talking about NBA playoffs. This is exciting, it's shocking, it is intriguing, and please stay with me as what does the Lakers loss portend for Lebron James' career, and how will the Milwaukee Bucks recover from the loss that we handed to by the Orlando Magic? I am Hassan, and this is hastopods. Alright guys, so let's go. Now, quickly, the major one that everybody's talking about is the Portland Trailblazers beating the Los Angeles Lakers. Actually, I am so happy because I wanted them to beat these guys. I wanted them to win. I feel like the Damian Lillard-led team can cause some damage. It can be a tough out for anybody, if at all. Because I think they believe in themselves that they can actually beat these guys. They believe they can beat anybody. So if you're gonna beat them, you're gonna have to come with it. You have to earn it. And I like that. And people say a lot of things about these guys that all the things that they be saying that these guys, they narrowly won the games that they've won. But please, did they still not win? They won. And that means that says something about their character. They know how to win. They know how to grind it out. And you cannot take that away from them. They are never out of the game, no matter how much run you want to go, because basketball is a game of runs. But I am so excited, and I believe that if they continue with this kind of effort, they will need more from their role players like Carmelo, Trent Jr., and even their bigs too. They gotta come up, they have to come up. They gotta come up big for them in terms of points in the paint. Now, but before we go into all of those nitty-gritties, let us talk about the Lakers losing the game yesterday. Everybody has this game on their bucket list. They wanted to watch this game, and we saw greatness. Now, the game was by no means it wasn't an exciting game. Like, it wasn't like there was dunks. The game was grind out basketball, old school basketball. You're gonna have to earn every single point you're gonna be getting in that game. Nothing was handed to nobody in that game. So it wasn't the high flying kind of game that you would see people dunking. There were some flashes of greatness here and there, but it was most of the points was earned in the free throw lines. So that's one thing I discussed. That's one thing I can take away from that game. But I read some report this morning, like the starting lineup of the Lakers lineup was the problem. That the lineup of JaVale, Caldwell Pope, Danny Green, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis is not that productive. It's not effective. But I don't know how true that is, because this is number one team in the West. They're not there for they are there for a reason. Like, if we were playing bad basketball, I do not think they'll be there. So I beg to disagree with that. But hey, I'm not an analytic person. I'm only going by what I see. Now, if that is the case, because there's a reason why, JaVale wasn't starting even when he was in the Warriors team. There's a reason for those things. So if you say that JaVale is a big problem, just the way people say that this man Al Horford is a big problem in Philadelphia Sixers, which I'll be talking about them later, it's okay. Maybe you should start off the bench, but maybe you should come off the bench. But the point is this: I believe that we always tend to blame everyone else but LeBron James. The media do this, the NBA do, and it just really makes me angry. Like, I'm so upset. This is the thing. Now we're saying that JaVale is a problem. Now we're saying that because there's no Rajon Rondo. Now we're saying that Danny Green, Avery Bradley is a problem. All of this could be true. But there's one player that everybody says is the best player in the world, but me. I believe Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. I believe that the likes of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, those guys are really playing amazing basketball. I believe strongly that Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James. But LeBron is great. And I will not sit here and say that LeBron is nothing but great. He's all world talent. He can do it all on both ends of the floor. He's really, really good. And I'm happy that I could see it there. I'm in this era to see the greatness of a player like LeBron James. That's a fact. But now let's go to the point. So I think LeBron has had like 20 points or so, 15. That's triple-double. That's amazing, bro. That is amazing. But what is the point here? What are we looking at really? Remember, Russell Westbrook has had 2 seasons at least that he averaged triple-double, if not 3, that he averaged triple-double in terms of his production, which is triple-double. That means points, rebounds, and assists. Russell Westbrook, and he has never, maybe now he's going to get past the first round now that he has an all-world player like James Harden on his team. But before that, since Kevin Durant left him, he has never ever made it out of the first round in the playoffs. Yet he averages triple-double since Kevin Durant left him. So that tells us something about that stat line. And I don't believe in it. I don't think it's the best way to judge a player's greatness. But people like numbers and they like bloated numbers. That's not me. Now this is the thing. LeBron had triple-double, but they lost. So why are they gonna lose even with LeBron giving them more than double-digit assists and rebounds? He gave them 15 rebounds, 15 assists. You can't beat that. Why would they still lose? Because it is not LeBron James' show. One tree does not make a forest. And I've always said it, that you cannot have LeBron as your primary point guard, bringing the ball off the floor on the basketball game, and you want to win championships. It has never worked like that. All the time that LeBron had won championship, it was never the main guy that was having the ball, bringing the ball up the court. Because remember when he had Kyrie Irving, when he had the likes of Mario Chalmers, Norris Cole, Dwayne Wade, he had help the people that would say, bro, give me the ball. I'll put you in a position where you can be successful. LeBron nobody can stop him when it comes to driving to the paint. That's what he's good at. And now that he's 35, I believe strongly, I think Father Nature is finally catching up to LeBron. Remember, he's 35 and he has the most minutes in NBA history in terms of people are playing right now. He has been playing for so long. So it's not easy to expect him to be coming up with 35 points, 9 assists, or 9 or 8 rebounds and 6 or 7 assists. But that's what he needs to really be successful. He has to average at least 30. I'm telling you, if he doesn't average 30, 35 points with about 6, 7 rebounds and maybe around 7, 6 assists, this team is not going nowhere. So someone else has to help in terms of dishing the ball out to other players. And that's where they need Rajarando. All right. So hopefully when he comes back, he can help them with that guard role, guard play. They need the point guard that will hold the ball and put guys in position to be successful. I put this blame solely on their big guns. They came up, but they came up small. All right. And I understand that Rajarando is coming back soon. And how do you expect them to play Dwight when he cannot he can't start a foul trouble? This man plays basketball as if he's on the street, like he's in the jungle. No, you have to be polished. You're gonna have to be, know how to, enforce and impose your will, but you cannot be overly no, man, you are so strong, you are so big, and you keep shoving guys off. This NBA basketball, guys get calls for those kind of plays, Dwight. So he has to be able to know how to stay in the game without getting into foul trouble. And that's the problem, because if he was in the game without getting into foul trouble, that would be a tough one for this team. But they know he can't get his hands off of people, so they keep attacking him and they keep pushing them, and he gets into foul trouble a lot. So now, what are they going to do? They have 3 7-footers. LeBron is 6'9", 6'10". It's also very tall. And you have Kyle Kuzma. You have 5 guys that are so freaking tall. It clogs the paint. And you need AD to get you the points in the paint. Teams are willing for AD to be shooting those threes. It's okay. But when AD goes into the paint, that's when there's trouble, because he can finish with contact and also hits the free throws. He can also knock those shots down. So that's a problem right there. And I believe that LeBron being the primary point guard will not help him be successful. They need a player that to run play pick and roll. AD and Rondo run pick and rolls and just steamroll these guys. That's what they need to do with LeBron on the corner. You got to pick your poison. You want to double LeBron or double AD. You know what I'm saying? But with LeBron being the point guard, it's not going to work. No matter how much triple-double or quadruple-double he averages, they're going to lose because this team that they're playing knows how to win. They've won every game by grinding it out, by outworking their opponents. So they know that they have a chance. And we have a little player like Damian Lillard that can shoot from 40. Oh my Jesus. You have a problem. You have a real problem in your hands with Damian Lillard on the floor. He can shoot from the logo. So what are we talking about? That's the problem right now. So I believe that now that brings me to the Portland Trailblazers team. Honestly, when I came to America, I saw I've been watching basketball before I came to America, but I saw Carmelo Anthony, the way he plays, and he really gave me like, wow, this is greatness. But as much as the more I begin to get more knowledgeable about the game, I said, damn, if I'm going to have to shoot like 30 to 40 shots, you just give us 20 points, you're not efficient. And that's the problem with Melo right now. He needs to be super efficient. Now, this team has to understand that there's a problem. That making Carmelo a catch and shoot or 3-and-D guy may not really work for them the way they want it to work. Because he's not Klay Thompson. You know, he's not the kind of guy that has that. No, that's not Melo. Melo needs to caress the ball. Needs the ball in his hands to get to a spot and shoot over people, you know what I'm saying? But now that's the problem because now they need to get Melo involved in the game early. Give him the ball, give him those kind of looks, at least three of those kind of looks every quarter. So that he can get into his reading because he's a reading player. He's not a catch and shoot kind of player. He's a reading player. He needs to get into his reading to, do his damage. But Melo, man, you gotta knock down those shots. You may say that you put a lot of effort on the defensive end, which you are doing. We have to be honest. You've been a source of inspiration to these other guys in the NBA. You didn't give up on yourself. You worked on yourself, and I even have gotten. I'm also inspired by your greatness, by the way you've put your mind, despite everything that's going on around you, you worked your tail off to be a better man. I respect that and I salute you. But you have to also, you must be able to, hit those shots. You're getting J's. Don't settle for threes. I know you're good at three, but don't settle for threes if it's not. No, get your rhythm up first. Get those twos. Boom, boom. 1-2 dribbles. Knock those two shots up, down. Knock them down. Bang, bang. Because if you can get at least 6 to 8 points from just shooting your twos, your long or short twos, now the team can rely on something because it will be hard for them to trap or guard Damian Lillard full court when you are on the floor. When you are CJ on the floor. So if you can knock those shots down with your experience and your greatness, it will be so easy because now they have to pick a poison. If instead they want to double Damian Lillard and dare you to take over, and you're more than capable of doing it. You've been doing this all your life. So Melo needs the ball and he needs to knock down those shots. So now, if that will mean that he will not be as efficient defensively, I don't like that. I think he's doing a decent job. He can just keep doing that. Just be in front of your man. Make them take a tough shot. You don't have to foul them. Just be in their front and use your hands. That's it. But you need to get your looks. Don't settle for threes. Because they need you. They must understand that if they double Damian Lillard, there's a CJ and there's Melo that can potentially hurt them. And it's not a fluke, consistently. So Melo will be knocking down some key shots, but you need to knock down those shots even more often. And I will say this about the bigs. Man, Hassan Whiteside is my namesake. You are so awesome. I don't know, people are not praising you enough. 5 blocks, that is amazing. You'll be blocking everything. There's a reason why you're the number 1 blocker in the NBA, followed by Anthony Davis. And I will say this though, you are doing a great job, and I'm really, really proud of what you're doing out there. But then you got to give us something on the offensive end. You guys got to be able to finish under the rim. You got to be able to do that because all those pushbacks you get, you're not really hitting those shots. Those are possessions that you've wasted. So that has to be done. And the same thing with Yusuf Nurkic. He also has to come up with that. I mean, he's playing great though. I cannot really blame him, but those points in the paint, that's what gets at 7-footers. You gotta be able to get easy points in the paint. You must be able to do that. I know it's not easy, but I expect more from these guys. But if the guys play the way they are playing, and Melo and Trent Jr., Trent be hitting the backboard. I don't understand what his brother is doing, bro. Why hitting the backboard like 3 times? Like, you don't have to do that. If the shot is not there, pass the ball to the next person. All right, pass the ball, force them to foul you or something like that. Go to the line. Don't waste possessions. So I feel if they do these little tiny things, give Melo the ball early in the game. Give him this kind of looks that he likes. Let him be able to carry the ball. Give him the ball early in the shot clock so they can carry the ball and do his Melo thing. He needs to do that. Trent Jr., if the shot is not there, pass it up. But I must say this though, Trent Jr. is doing a fantastic job on the defensive. And that guy, that rookie, is it Gabriel Waham? Oh Lord, he is a talent. And I'm really impressed. I hope Collison is back as soon as possible. Because as Derek Collins is back as soon as possible, so he can also contribute. But the young rookie is doing a fantastic job, and that's what I have to say about the Lakers game. I want them to beat this Lakers team, because the Lakers team right now, they are not. I mean, people just keep sucking up to these people. Oh, Lebron, no. AD did his thing yesterday, and I don't expect much from him after that. He did his thing. If he was running the floor, it was really efficient on the free throw lines. It was doing his thing. But he needs a better pick and roll partner. He needs to get the ball early where he likes it so that he can really go into the paint. Don't shoot those threes if he's not there. Don't shoot the threes. Let them give it. If they give you the space, go and shoot your twos. People should learn to shoot twos. The best player in the world in Kevin Durant makes a living shooting twos. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. Twos is not a bad thing. Shoot your twos that is more efficient than shooting threes that is not efficient. Get me? Now that takes me to Milwaukee Bucks. Woo! Do we not talk about this, man? Vucevic? Oh man, Vucevic always hurt Knicks, because I'm a Knicks fan. As I'm also a Warriors fan. I'm a New York, I support Knicks, but I love my Steph Curry and the Klay Thompson of this world and Draymond Green. Man, Vucevic is a talent. And this thing though, this is not a fluke or one night kind of stuff. He can do this on a consistent basis. He's so great. He can shot block. He can protect the rim. He can knock down 3 easy. He can knock down 2s. He's good under the rim. Whoa, he can do it all. So Vucevic can be that one player that can really go the distance with anybody in the NBA. So I'm telling you, I don't think they'll be able to beat this Milwaukee Bucks team just because of the firepower of the Kyle Cover of the world, Grant Hill, and those players like that. So I don't know how they'll be able to do this, but I believe so much that this Orlando Magic team, led by Vucevic and Marco Fournier, Marco Foles, Terrence Ross, and the rest of those guys, they can really hurt you if you are not ready. They can hurt you. They are not a walk in the park or something that you can just beat and feel like you'll be good like that. And I'm so happy that they're able to beat those guys. And this is not no, they beat them. They actually beat them nicely by 12 points, I think. So it was a good one for them. And we know this because Coach Nurse of the Toronto Raptors have shown us how to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo. Form a wall to let him Euro step into the rim or dunk on you. Form a wall. His handle is not elite, so he's gonna have to give up the ball or turn the ball over. Just form a wall, push him to your bigs, and he can't do more than that, So he's not gonna have he's not gonna do all of that. So form a wall and make sure that he gets to hit those tough shots. I've been saying this. If you as a big man cannot find a way to get your easy bucket, you gotta have a kind of move. Is it a fadeaway? Is it hitting the back, bank shotting like Tim Duncan used to do, or you have a kind of a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sky hook move, or you have your dream shake? You have a kind of move that will be able to give you those points at any point in time. Or you are really elite in terms of shooting. Your tools gotta be elite. You gotta be able to knock down those mid-range shots. In the NBA today, I don't care who you are, if you're not able to knock down steady dose of mid-range, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. So that's what Giannis needs to do, and he's finding it so difficult to knock down mid-range shots. You cannot stop on the dime and just knock down the shot. It's difficult because people are gonna like literally have a defensive scheme on how to guard you, and it's now upon you to find a way to beat that kind of defensive scheme. We know you like to Euro step. You're not gonna get that. We know you like to dunk. You may get it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those dunks, but you not really get it on the kind of on the consistent basis that the way you like them, because people are gonna have to scheme and have a defensive setup for you, mainly for you, Giannis, and or any star player. That is why I keep saying this. Kevin Durant is so good. He can Euro step, he can shoot mid-range, he can shoot twos, he can shoot three, he can dribble, he has double crossover moves. You gotta have some kind of move that will shake a defender, you know? Because if they trap you now, what you gonna do, Giannis? You're gonna have to give the ball up. No. Yesterday we saw many times that they're trying to trap Damian Lillard, but he was able to use his elite handle to come out of those traps. You gotta have to have something that will separate you. You know, you gotta have to do that. So, and they can only go as far as Giannis takes them. And how far? That's the question now. How far will Giannis be able to take this team? And so if you ask me, I don't think far at all. They won't go far. I'm telling you, if they manage to beat this Orlando team, I don't know if they'll be able to beat the next guy that they'll meet in the Eastern Conference. I'm just being honest, because if you go and run into a Toronto Raptors team that is really, really coming, I mean, how do you want to defend those bigs? They have Ibaka, they have Gasol, you know, they have some top players too, and they have some really good defenders in terms of Pascal Siakam, and they have 2 elite backcourts in Kyle Lowry and Van Fleet. And there's them OG Anunoby. So OG Anunoby will just be your primary defender, will push you to Serge Ibaka, and they'll block your shots. Period. That's the game over. So Robin Lopez is not that nimble. He's not that fast with his legs. So how do you want to defend the rim now? That's the problem that they are having. The other players that they have, the other star players that they have in the Milwaukee Bucks are not. They are good, but they are not great. And he needs at least one great player. And that's the reason why people are saying that the Clippers will win this thing, because they have 2 great players. On any time they can actually win you basketball games. It doesn't have it. Because Chris Middleton is good, really, really good. He's an all-star. But honestly, when it matters, I don't think he has really lived up to expectations. So that's the problem I'm having with this Milwaukee Bucks team. Giannis cannot do it alone. He has not been able to. He has worked on his 3-point shot, which is good, but he cannot shoot. Can he knock down 4 of those threes in the game? I don't think so, and that's a problem if you are the main guy. So he needs to find a way to get his own easy buckets. That being said, they also need to find a player that can come up for them. That can say, "Give me the ball, I got you." And I'm just being honest. Chris Middleton is not the guy. He's good, but I don't think he's the second. It shouldn't be a second option in a championship winning team. It should be maybe the 3rd or 4th option. Eric Bledsoe, he can only do what he knows how to do, but he's not great either. So they have a huge problem in terms of their guard play and their bigs. Their bigs are not giving them good minutes. Brook Lopez is not giving them good minutes, and their guard is not giving them good minutes. I know Giorgio, not Gracio, Giorgio. Giorgio is doing his job, but he's not. I mean, these are veterans. They are limited to what they can do. So I don't know how they will figure this out, but I know that they have some elite shooters in what's this guy's name? I'm forgetting this Caucasian dude. They have some really good shooters. I know they got Kyle Korver. They have the one other young player like that that's really good with the shooting. But these boys are not. They are just like catch and shoot players. So you have to have a point guard in Milwaukee that is really good at getting guys involved in the sweet spot, running the shot clock, getting guys involved, and so that their shooters can knock down those shots. Milwaukee will have a tough time with these guys because Vucevic is a problem, and the Orlando defense is also a problem. And then they have some players that are really good at knocking down shots. Terrence Ross, I've known it from day one, is so good. Fournier and the rest of those guys are really, really good. And Vucevic, you're gonna have to beat Vucevic, man. He's really, really good. Now that will take me to my next topic. It is the Dallas Mavericks versus the Clippers. Okay, so now this game against the Clippers is one of those games that I say, okay, it was good, but I mean, I don't even know why you give the second option on the other team an ejection. This first ejection was not worth it, but the second one, I would say maybe he needs to have a tech. But I mean, you can't. You basically gave the Clippers team an easy one by ejecting this guy, because he was their rim protector. Since he was gone, it was just an easy one for this team. So I feel like the refereeing in this game should be better, and I think Kristaps Porzingis should know better himself to be able to, keep his tension, his calmness. Because to be honest with you, that game was really rough. They were really banging bodies on Kristaps, and especially on Luka Doncic. That was the game plan, to roughen them, to push them around. And people get like, come on, man, you're being overly aggressive. But that's the point. they're gonna want to hurt you, and the refs are not really protecting this guy. They're not really calling those fouls, and Kristaps was upset. But this is a professional sport. You can find ways to talk to this referee and make him understand what they are doing right or wrong in terms of the way they are calling the game. While you're on the game, you don't have to lash out and lose your calm, because that really cost them the game. So I expect him in the next game to come back knowing full well that these guys have a plan to get him upset and to stay calm, so that he can be on the floor to help his team win. Because apparently it was obvious when he was not there, and the big man Boban, I think his knee is banged up, so he can't really do much to protect the rim. So Kristaps they must play with Kristaps. He has to be on the floor for this team to have a chance. And they are the most intriguing team. In my opinion, I think Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets are one of the best teams that you have to look out for in the coming years, because they are coming. It's not the Pelicans. I mean, Zion is overhyped, and I don't think he's the guy. I've been saying this from for a long time. Ja Morant is really, really good. I like that team. And my man in New York, I forgot his name, the rookie of New York, is also good. But he has to build his skill set and all those things. But Zion, I'm not too sure about Zion yet, because like they say, the best ability is availability, and it's always not available, and his skill set is not. He can jump out of the gym, but what else can he really do? We can't really tell right now. But hey, I digress. Now, so that's the thing I see about it. Kristaps got to be on the floor. Luka got to get this. It has to be the 1-2 combo. Luka, Kristaps, and you have Tim Hardaway. You have all these other guys that are really, really good players, amazing players that can. I think that team has a chance to win a game or two against this Clippers team. And if they have faith in themselves, they can actually win it all. I believe so, because all these teams I'm saying, they are really good. I can't say one is super better than the other. So Kristaps got to watch his temper. And Paul George is amazing. Kawhi is great. They're gonna do their own thing. We just want a fairer game. Like the game should be called in a more fairer way. Luka is doing his thing and all those things. Now that takes me to my next game, and that of course is I'll be talking about the Philly Celtics game. Wow, what a game! Listen, this thing has changed. If we still have Ben Simmons in this game, in this series, maybe the Philly team has a chance, because Ben Simmons, oh my God, he's a monster. And when I was not really a big fan of his, because I was like, man, you can't even shoot a jump shot. Like, you're the NBA and you're number one overall pick. But what the hell is going on with these people? But my God, I saw what he can do on defensive end. I saw his basketball IQ. I said, Jesus, this man is the real deal. Now, he got to work on his jump shots. He must work on his jump shot. He must be better on his jump shot, so that he can really be unstoppable, because this guy is a terror on the defensive end. So now that he's not in the picture with his injury, I can tell you, the moment it was confirmed that he was injured, I believe strongly that that's it for them. They are done. They can't do nothing, because Joel is Joel. Joel is not consistent. On his good nights, he can be the best player in the world, but oftentimes he has had more bad nights than good nights. So Joel is just one very big guy that has the talent, but I don't know if he's diligent enough to say it through. I don't know if he's tough enough to really actually bring everything to the fall to his skill set, his base, because they're pointing the finger on the coach. Everybody be calling for the coach to go, but I don't know what else want the coach to do. He has set up this team with talents, put shooters around these guys. He has done what he can do. But when you're the big and you're not trying to call for the ball in the paint, what can the coach do? You're avoiding contact. People don't see this. So you got to go to the paint and say, give me the ball in the paint. You have any contact, you don't believe in your handles. That's the problem. So I believe, again, the coach is the coach might have his own problems too, but I believe that the box stop for me on the table of Joel Embiid is not demanding the ball in the paint. I hope the next game he figures these things out and is able to really punish them in the paint. I think he can do a better job in terms of really punishing these guys in the paint. He's the biggest guy on the floor whenever he's on the floor, so he should be able to do this easily. But I feel even on his best night, it will be hard for this Philly team to beat the Celtics team. For one reason, see, the Celtics team have some. I know that I think Gordon Hayward is gone for another 4 weeks as a result of his injury. That's a big blow because Gordon Hayward is low-key super efficient in terms of his defensive prowess, and he can handle the ball, can do everything on the floor. So losing Gordon Hayward again in the playoffs I wish he comes back early and his feet and his better and is ready to go, but it's not good when you lose such a talent in this pivotal time of the playoffs. But I believe they may be able to win these guys, and because I think without Ben Simmons, I think Celtics really can beat these boys. Why? Because they have elite wings. Even with the absence of Gordon Hayward, they still have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Oh my God! And there's Kemba Walker playing limited or restricted minutes, and they still have Marcus Smart. They have some kind of players that are really, really elite. But they are Tice and what's his name? Oh Lord, I forgot his name. The other guy, the other tall dude. I mean, they have a legit shot. This team, I believe, with their skill set and the way they've been playing together in terms of their unity and cohesiveness, I think they can make some noise. I think this team matches up well with any team, especially the Toronto Raptors or Miami Heat. Miami Heat is another problem though, because there's Bam and they have some amazing shooters out there, and there's Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler is also there, but I feel like they should be able to beat the Philly team because they have no Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid will not be able to lead this team or carry them through. If Joel Embiid can lead this team past the Celtics, he's going to have a special place in my heart in terms of his greatness. But I honestly think he doesn't have that dog in him to beat this team by himself. He does not have it. He does not have it. He cannot give you all that amazing points on the defense, all that amazing points on the offensive end, and also be able to defend the best or the biggest guy on the defensive end. His ability is not up there. So I don't think he will be able to do that. And he's injury prone. So at the end of the day, after the season, I foresee them breaking this team up, maybe trading these guys away, or I foresee them firing the coach. But I don't think the coach is the problem. Even if you get the best coach in the world to coach this team, if these players are not willing to do what they have to do, they will still be losing. The reason why we praise Giannis is because he's able to really can say that he wants to win. He's taking it very seriously. He's trying to be better, but I still question it out there, because if you really try to be better, you should have developed a kind of skill set that will be your go-to skill set. We know Lebron has that fadeaway jump shot. We know KD has that jump shot from anywhere on the floor, because it's about 7 feet tall. We see these things. You have to have a kind of move that can get you at least 10 points on any given night. They can then do other things, your Euro stepping, your dunking to get you another 6, 5, 4 points. But you gotta have a move that will give you easy buckets. If you don't have a jump shot in this NBA, I don't know how you want to do it. And that takes me to another game that I really think I like a lot, and that is the Denver versus Jazz team. See, this Denver Nuggets, they got some really good players. There's this Michael Porter Jr. He's amazing. They have Murray. They have Nikola Jokic. They have some players there that are just they're just killers, and I think they may sweep the Jazz, or Jazz may go 5 or 6, but I expect them to beat the Jazz. Not because Jazz are a bad team. First of all, Jazz, Mike Conley left the bubble to go and attend his son's the birth of his son, which, you know, family over everything. I can understand that, but that hurts this team because this team now does not have a point guard that can help, just like Lebron, that can help Donovan Mitchell to put him in a position to be more successful, because you cannot have Donovan Mitchell running the floor, playing all that. No, it's too much for some of these guys to do. It's not easy to run the floor and then still be able to give you amazing points. And he did it. He gave that. It was more than 40 points. He dropped on these people. Still, they lost. You see, so it does not matter how much you do. If your team is not good, or you are not doing everything, you're gonna lose, because it's 5-on-5, not 5-on-1. Or no one, or, you know, so it's different. So that's a problem that this Jazz team has, because really Jordan Clarkson, I think that's his name, has not been able to really live up to expectations. Maybe because he's coming off the bench, because he was supposed to be the second shooting option for this team behind Joe Ingles and the rest of these guys. But he's not been consistent, so he's been very erratic in his points and in his game performances. So I would not really anchor my second offensive scheme on Jordan Clarkson. So that's the problem that they're having right now in Utah Jazz. I know that my man Rudy Gobert is all world defensively. He's great. He's amazing rim protector. I have no problem with him at all. But we have to understand that Donovan Mitchell cannot be the only one providing all the points for this team. They would not win. It's going to burn out. They're not going to win. So, because the other team has at least 3 options that we know. We know of Murray, we know of Nikola Jokic, we know of the Michael Porter Jr. that is really, really good. And the guy is about 6'10" or so. With that height and that skill and that talent to shoot, to knock shots down, how do you want to defend him? It's a problem. And then you have, how tall is Donovan? Maybe 6'3" or 6'4", and he's the only one running the offense, giving you all the points. I mean, you see, Damian Lillard did the same thing. It never works like that. If the Jazz team are really serious about really doing hurting people, they must help Donovan Mitchell with another elite wing. They must do it. If they don't do it, they'll just be that good team, but they will not be great. And they have everything to be great. I mean, I was even surprised that game went overtime, because I was expecting the Jazz team, the Utah Denver Nuggets team to have beaten them a long time ago. But the fact that the game even went overtime shows that this Jazz team is well coached and they are really good. They are really, really good, but they cannot win these boys. They can't win these boys. That Donovan Mitchell needs another player. So I can say that right now, that Denver, the Jazz team will be out the first round. I can say also that Philly will be out in the first round. Hold on, let me talk about Brooklyn Nets. They'll be out in the first round, because Brooklyn Nets, again, it's just Caris LeVert. There's no Spencer Dinwiddie. There's no other other players that can really help them. I know Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving is never playing, so we can book it that. Denver's Jazz is out in the first round. Philly will be out in the first round. I can say that right now. Brooklyn Nets is already out in the first round. I don't know about Miami and Pacers. I think Miami may beat the Pacers, because Oladipo is not Oladipo, but it's Oladipo. I'm a Nigerian. I'm not pronouncing his name, but let me call it the American way. Oladipo is not. Or they call it Oladipo. Oladipo is not playing healthy. He's not really healthy right now, and that's a problem, because you're expecting so much from TJ Warren, and TJ Warren is good. He's really, really amazing, fantastic player, but I don't know how he's going to be able to. He's not. They need more than that to beat this Miami team. This Miami team is really deep. They got real talent. They got some guys that are really greedy on the defensive end. I mean, Bam is just a monster, and then you have Jimmy B. You have the experience and the leadership of Andrew Iguodala. You have the weakness and the craftiness of Goran Dragic. Man, this team is not a joke, and they have all these other guys that is just knocking down shots. Very athletic team. This Miami Heat team, if they hit all their strides, they're gonna be a problem for anybody in the league. I don't care, anybody. They're gonna be a problem. So I think we can say here that the Pacers team is done. So let's go. I can tell you now that the Pacers is done, Philly is done, Brooklyn Nets is done. So we have to start for the next one. Lakers, I don't know about Lakers. Let's see what happens in the next game. But if LeBron averages another triple-double and all those things, they're going to lose. Because if LeBron averages like maybe 40 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, they're going to win. And AD gives you another 25 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, they're most likely going to win. But I tell you something, there's something about this Portland Trailblazers team. There's some fire in the eyes of Damian Lillard. They don't want to lose to these people. They are playing hard, and if they do their thing, it should be nice. Listen, how good will it be if Devin Booker joins team with Donovan Mitchell? I'm just saying, that'd be really nice. Then they can have a chance to really make some noise. And of course, let's talk about Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even without Russell Westbrook, they still beat these guys easily. See, down 2 is done. That game 2 is over. People say a lot of things about the Oklahoma City Thunder team led by Chris Paul, that they have the best lineup in the NBA in terms of they have Chris Paul, what's that guy's name? Schroeder, I forgot this guy, the guy from Australia. They have these amazing players, and I respect them. Even I keep forgetting his name is so long. Listen, all this that they have, they are good, but nobody has the superstar talent or ability on this team except for Chris Paul, who is a superstar point guard. I'm telling you, this at the end of the day, the game of basketball is a game of everything comes down to making shots. Can you knock down your shots? I don't see this OKC team knocking down those shots consistently enough to beat the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets basically give up their interior defense in terms of having a big man and say, can you beat us? Can you outshoot us? That's what they're basing on, their ability to knock down shots. They're saying to anybody in the NBA, if we come to your house or you come to my house, can you and your team outshoot me? That's on top about the Houston Rockets led by James Harden, who is the best scorer in the NBA right now. Because there's no Steph Curry, there's no Kevin Durant. But even when they were here, he was still at least, maybe if not the best, at least second best in terms of shot-making abilities. Can you beat them? And the fact that Russell Westbrook is not even on the lineup isn't making it better, because it's been proven they've been better without Russell Westbrook. Because James Harden knows how to get these guys in the right positions. And, I mean, they have players that can knock down shots. With the fact that they got Eric Gordon back is a huge plus. And I believe that they would rather have him on the floor than Russell Westbrook, because he can knock down shots, he can be a hell of a player on the defensive end. And they have all this, what's the guy's name? Some of those other players that they are, Malcolm Moore, is it McLaurin? They have these guys, they're amazing players. So, I mean, they say, listen, we're not going to try to out-rebound you. Out-rebound us, we don't care. But can you outshoot us? That's what they're saying. And I can tell you now, and you know if you listen to me right now, that the OKC team cannot outshoot the Houston Rockets. So we can also put that in the book. It's over. OKC is going on. I have to go. They go in 5, but most likely if it's not a sweep, they go in 5. If they are super good, they go in 6. But this game is not going the distance. They're not going to play game 7. It's in the book already. They cannot outshoot the Houston Rockets, and I don't see what kind of shoot. Maybe Miami is able to outshoot the Houston Rockets and be able to help and give them a hell of a job on the defensive end, but it's game over for me. So what are we looking at? So I feel like I've seen some surprises and something that are not surprising me. I've seen some really amazing basketball, but I feel so strongly that this NBA season, these playoffs, there's no favorite team to win, but I can tell you that some teams are going to make some noise. Portland Trailblazers, watch out for that team. If Melo can catch fire, can get his strokes back, and can knock down, can give you 10 points by just mid-range jump shots, there is a huge problem because you're gonna have to guard Melo now. And if you double on him, Melo is open. If you can knock down those two just mid-range shots, it's a problem. So that's the podcast for today. I think I've covered up about everything I wanted to say. I look forward to seeing the games today. I look forward to everything. And I'm telling you guys now that my next podcast, I'll be talking about Michelle Obama. I like her state. I like her speech. I'll just be dissecting it a little bit so we can have an understand what's going on. I'll just tell them what I think about what's going on. And I'm talking about that. I'll be talking about some other issues like Fortnite with the Apple, their battle. That will be very interesting. I've already written the stories, and of course the New York story is still in the front burner. And I'll be also talking about the USPS. Many things I have lined up for you, my dear listeners. Please like, love, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know. We are looking for sponsors. We are looking for people that have interest in what we are doing, volunteers to help us with the editing and so many things. Please reach out to us if you can help us in any way, shape, or form. I am Hassan and this is Hastopods. Thanks a lot for listening, and bye for now.